Hey guys, this is Tuen. I'm back with another tutorial, and today we're going to take a look at lasers. We're going to be using Massive, so you can start with opening up Massive. If you use Ableton, you want to click this arrow, go to Plugins, add a Massive to the first MIDI track, like that. And if you use FL Studio, you want to go to Channels, add one, usually on More, and then find Massive. Mine is all the way down. So there, open it up like that. Okay, so the sound we're going to be making today is similar to this sound. Very cool sound. So yeah. The basics of a laser like that is to use an envelope on the pitch and then bring it up by, for example, 2 octaves. What this does is that the pitch will follow this envelope. So it'll go up and then it'll drop. And you can adjust the attack and the level and the decay to make this go faster or slower. So if I bring the level all the way down, the pitch will go up and then drop all the way down again. It'll sound more of a laser than if I had this to the middle. And then if I push the attack, so it takes a little longer time for it to reach the top, gives a good punch to it. Pretty cool. And if you bring this all the way back, you can use it for like build-ups and such. It's very cool. But you want to have this around the delete tab. So about there, yeah. So you want to just go and create a new sound. And the laser we're going to make today is called the Tuen laser. And it's a laser that I use in for example, Magnum Opus, my song. And yeah, I use it quite a lot. It's a cool sound. So you want to jump right to oscillator 1 and select the pulse saw sync. Bring the sync all the way down or all the way back to the left. And then route it to filter 1. Pitch it down 2 octaves, so mine is 24. And then set the envelope on the pitch and push it up 4 octaves. So plus 48. And as I explained, I want this punch, so I'm increasing the attack so it's right underneath the arrow of the delete tab. And then I'm bringing the level all the way down to get that laser sound. Like that. That's awesome. Okay. Next up, you want to turn on oscillator 2 and set it to Dirty Needle. And make sure the wavetable position is all the way back and route it to filter 1. Pitch it down 2 octaves and then do the same with the envelope. Add it to the pitch it up 4 octaves. So plus 48. Gives it a different sound. The next up, you want to add oscillator 3. Set it to sine triangle and just leave this all the way up. Push the intensity all the way up and just leave the amp all the way up as well. Route it to filter 2, down 2 octaves, and then add the envelope to the pitch it up 4 octaves, so 48, like that. If you wonder how I go up like an octave, like that, instead of doing it the slow way, it's by holding down the Alt key. And if you're on a Mac, I think it's the Control key. Or command key. I don't know what it's called. So you probably won't hear a difference since this is routed to filter 2 and this is turned all the way down. So, but you'll hear it in the ending sound or final sound. So next up, you want to go to filter 1 and add a scream filter. Turn the scream all the way up, resonance all the way down, and cut off all the way up. Probably isn't too much of a difference, but there's a little difference. And I like the sound of the scream filter. Next up, you want to add a band reject to the filter 2, and just bring all these 3 knobs to the middle. So these should be in the middle on default, but yeah. Now you want to bring the volume of filter 2 all the way up. So now this third oscillator will work. Okay. You want to turn on the first envelope and on the cutoff, right at the cutoff, bring it all the way back. Same on the bandwidth, bring it all the way down. And on the resonance, you want to bring it all the way up, so like that. So now this envelope is modulating these 4 knobs, these 3, sorry. Okay, on FX1, you want to add a tele-tube to give it more drive. It gives it more volume and it makes it sound heavier and sharper. So bring the drive back to about 9 and just leave the dry in the middle. So that's awesome. Next up, you want to go to the FX2 tab, add a dimension expander, bring the size all the way back, and set the dry to about 10. And that made a huge difference. It makes it sound so much bigger and wider. The next up, you want to go to EQ and turn it on and just push the high shelf a bit so we get a little more high end. And this will probably make the sound peak. That's why I'm bringing the master down, because we don't want that red in the top there. Okay, next up, go to voicing, turn on pan position, and then bring it almost all the way to mono, like that. That's where I like it on this sound. And then of course you need to adjust the unisono so that this voicing actually works. So bring it up to 2. This will make it a lot wider. So I can see that my master is peaking a bit now, so I'm just bringing my channel down a little, and also need to bring my patch down a little because it's peaking. There we go. Okay, next up you want to add pitch cutoff, so turn on this button right here and then bring it almost all the way to the middle, like that. This will make the sound so much fatter. It's a very cool effect. So that's the basics, and you can build from this and make your own awesome lasers. And yeah, one last thing I almost forgot. You need to bring the mix to the middle so that it's 50% between filter 1 and 2. Like that. And if you want to do more, you can add a macro to the envelope on the attack. Bring it all the way up. So now you can use this macro to increase the attack or decrease it, to make it from a laser to a glide sound. So if we bring it all the way up, it'll glide, and you can use it for build-ups and such. It's pretty cool. And if you bring it all the way back, it'll be a laser. Very cool. So you can play around with that. And yeah, you could just use the attack knob itself, but using a macro will make you able to automate it, like in the playlist. So it's always helpful. Then if you want to add one last thing, you can add the third macro to this knob in oscillator 1. Bring it all the way back. Now what this does, it will make this knob go all the way back if you turn this all the way up. And bringing this knob all the way back will make a different sound. You can hear it has more of a tone. So it's kind of cool. So you can add this there, and you can automate it to make a difference. It's very cool. So it sounds much like the laser that we listened to earlier. Very cool. So if you want to do more with this, you can add external effects like say a ping pong delay. Cut it at 1.5, bring the dry down to like 20%, feedback down to about 35, set it to 3, like that. And you can set on a overdrive. Bring the drive down a bit. Push it to 1.5, about there. Make it even heavier. Or you can add a reverb. There's so much you can do, actually. Just cut it and set the dry down. Like that. But it's just experimenting and messing around to find the right sound that you like. But these are the basics for my laser sounds. So now you just remember to save the sound, save that laser tune or whatever you want to call it. So I hope you liked this tutorial and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, leave a comment and like this video. You might as well share it with your friends, and yeah, remember to subscribe to stay tuned for future tutorials and songs and whatever I put out. And yeah, leave suggestions for more tutorials and I'll see if I can do it. Awesome. Have a good day.